Hi, my name is Ethan Bosco, and my capstone project is titled Between Lands, a Filipino American Listening Museum. So, my big design question is how can sound be used to represent Filipino American identity, diaspora, and the feeling of belonging in between cultures? This project explores themes of identity struggle, cultural connection, acceptance, especially for first gen Filipino Americans who might feel like they don't fully belong in either culture. This topic is important because these experiences are often not talked about, but usually talked about between other Filipino Americans. Many Filipino Americans grow up trying to juggle these two different worlds, being American and being Filipino. So this is also something that could bring awareness to others who might not understand what that is like or may have not ever heard of that kind of identity struggle. And so my big vision is to create a space that isn't necessarily a physical museum, but somewhere where it's more reflective, where you can be truly vulnerable, which I find people tend to be more vulnerable when they're by themselves or just listening to music. I think audio is very powerful. So my goal is to create a space, a listening space that fosters recognition, emotional connection, and cultural understanding. So my prototype for this, I'll first get into the SoundCloud version, and I'll play some tracks over. This is what the prototype looks like on SoundCloud if you were just navigating on your laptop. And then I'll also add in what certain parts of these tracks sound like.
Parents would pack me Filipino food, so it'd be like maybe in a.
And so while these are playing, I'd like to explain each exhibit. So the first exhibit is titled Struggle and Diaspora. So this exhibit combines layered voice recordings from interviews and content creators with an original piano composition that I composed. The piano was recorded at my grandmother's house, so I thought that I wanted to truly feel immersed and rooted into the motives behind this project. Exhibit 2 is built from real life recordings from the Philippines, and family gatherings at home, at my grandma's house, celebrations, karaoke, just all these different sounds that if you close your eyes, in some way you can envision your own family. Maybe it could relate more people than expected. So that was the motive behind that. And also, just to reiterate on the composition of the track of Exhibit 2, I composed using my grandfather's guitar. And Exhibit 3 is titled Belonging. So it kind of ties the two together. This exhibit kind of features reflective voice recordings paired with a meditative kind of a guitar sound. It represents acceptance and identity integration. And so let's get into the process of everything. The first step was the first step was like reaching out to people. So as you can see here, I sent a lot of DMs, and you can see some have sent over audio recordings. This one over here is a recording of a phone call with Sean. So when you do listen, you will probably hear it sounds like a phone call. So that was the first step, collecting all of the stakeholders, all of the people who were willing to invest their time into it. And I received a shocking amount of replies, so it kind of worked out very well. And for Love of Culture, these are some example videos of what you might hear in some of the tracks.
It's okay.
So these were taken in the Philippines. This one's at my aunt's house in the Philippines. So just like a little combination of what it's like to kind of have a big Filipino family, and it's really fun. So, and finally, it was compiling all of the audio. There's not much visually that I could show off, because it's a lot of just waveforms. So I mainly relied on Audacity to kind of normalize and equalize everything. So if there was volume issues or if something sounded too gritty, this is where I would spend the majority of the time finalizing these audios. As you can see it in this one, clearly the waveforms are super loud. And then this would kind of be what a resulting waveform would sound like. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much.